Hey, Snout King here, and today I got a beautiful video for you. I'm going to be talking about my overall thoughts on Halo Infinite. What does this tech flight preview mean for the release of Halo Infinite? What does it mean for the overall gameplay and meta of Halo Infinite? What's this tech flight demo, whatever you want to call this? What does it mean for Halo Infinite? What is this telling us? Well, that's what we're gonna be covering in this episode. Now, I want to let you know that you know how most of my videos, I don't have a script or anything, but this video, I actually wrote a very loose script, with just my thoughts, and in this video, I'm just gonna talk about my thoughts and improvise on these loose thoughts I've written down. So first things first, I've written down literally right after matches. Like, I played some Halo Infinite matches and wrote this down. I also want to note that all the footage recorded is me playing ODST Bot Slayer, a Spartan Bot Slayer, the Spartan difficulty, the legendary difficulty, whatever you want to call it. That hasn't come out yet, while I'm recording this. I believe it comes out tomorrow. But right now, it's not out. I just finished playing my last match of Halo Infinite right now to record this. Okay, so my first thought is the grapple hook, man. The grapple hook, well, first off, it feels, man, like, for all of you who didn't have the chance to play Halo Infinite, well, man, if you signed up and you get the chance next time to play, just be excited for the grapple hook, because it feels really good. And you know what it feels like? If you want to feel what the Halo Infinite grapple hook feels like, it feels like the meat hook from Doom Eternal. It feels exactly the same. Literally feels exactly the same like the meat hook from Doom Eternal. It really does. So yeah, grapple hook, yeah, it's pretty good, you know. You could argue, like, does it fit into the classic Halos? I made a video before this, talk about the Academy, and I talk about like what I think about the classic Halos and this Halo and stuff like that. But what I'm saying right now is the grapple hook. It feels really good. It feels like it can belong in this game. Definitely can belong in campaign, that's for sure. It's gonna be fun. I like the grapple hook. It's a new addition to Halo. Each new Halo game needs new features, you know, in a way. And the grapple hook is actually something that I'm liking. It's really nice. The next, and it feels way better than I thought. I thought Doom Eternal grapple hook was perfect, but I was like, man, the meat hook was like designed by experts. You know, grapple hook, the meat hook Doom Eternal felt so good. It's like this can't, like, I have a hard time replicating this, but Halo Infinite seemed to replicate the meat hook in Doom Eternal. Feels nice. So let's talk about the next thing. Now, I wrote down, I find myself picking up the Needler whenever I get the chance, and that's true. The Needler is crazy, man. Needler, there's two versions of the Needler in Halo. There's the version which is crazy overpowered, and there's the version which is crazy underpowered. This Needler is crazy overpowered. Every time I go up against a bot with a Needler, I die. Every time I have the Needler, I kill whenever. Like, I mean, I have a clip somewhere where I'm shooting the Needler, and like, and like, this guy gets me down a sliver of health, but I have the Needler and he's full health or something, and man, I take him down instantly. It's unfair. But the Needler is really good, and it's also not just short range. Definitely not just a short range weapon. It's definitely a medium short range weapon. Needler is really good. Now the cloaking is super effective in the game. I mean, have you seen? I'm sure you've seen other videos, but the cloaking, wow, like, it is probably the most effective cloaking that they have so far in Halo. It makes you completely invisible. I mean, it's really hard to tell. There's no like interfering waves. It's just completely invisible. There's like almost no outline. Like, you really can't tell someone's cloaked anymore. But the thing is, when you're using cloak, when you run, you become slightly visible. And the thing is like, that even proves point, like, why even have a sprint when sprint basically, man, sprint basically does nothing, as you know. sprint barely increases your speed. It's like I'm gonna actually make a video about. I think I'm gonna make a video. I'm thinking about this, about me playing Halo Infinite without, like, with literally turning off sprint, with setting it to no keybinds, and also setting clambering to no keybinds. I was thinking about that idea because you can guarantee you can play Halo Infinite just as good without sprint. Sprint is just I don't see a point of it. Of using it in Halo Infinite too much. Does not really make you faster. And if you're using camo, there really isn't a point. It just makes you very visible, or at least more visible. Alright, so another thing I wrote down is Heat Wave. The Heat Wave seems actually like a good weapon, although I don't see myself using the horizontal mode too often, you know. The horizontal mode is a different story, but I mean the vertical mode, like, you can get some pretty sick kill streaks with the horizontal with the vertical mode on it, because it's a 2-shot kill, and if they're already damaged, it's just a 1-shot kill, or you can 1-shot melee, and it's a really nice weapon on the Heat Wave. It's a good addition, I feel, in terms of gameplay. I have so far the Heat Wave seems nice. In terms of good weapon, I'm not like, it's good weapon as it's like good to use. I feel like it kills them quite fast, you know what I mean? It's a pretty good weapon to pick up. I can see myself picking up the Heat Wave more than the Plasma Carbine, or whatever that gun was called. Man, I should write down also what the weapons are called too. Anyway, the next thing I wrote down is kind of longer. I said the Halo CE shield recharge sound effect is back, man. Baby, it's back. And it's noticeably just as loud as the original Halo CE shield sound effect, if not louder. Now, I don't have a problem with this at all, and 343 can even add a shield recharge sound effect volume meter in the setting. To too many people complained about this, but for me, it's really no problem. In fact, the shield recharge sound effect is such a unique sound that it's actually beneficial in my eyes, because you don't have to look at your health at all while playing the game, at least for me, while playing against bots. I find myself basing my health off the sound cues of my shield. Maybe it's just me being an OG Halo fan and loving Halo CE to death, and like me being stuck in the past, but I fully approve of the shield recharge sound. I mean, I think it's perfect for gameplay. I mean, I don't find myself looking at my shields at all. Even though it's right there in front of my face, I don't need Rory. I just need to know when it goes beep, 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 beep. My shields are out. And then as soon as the sound effect stops, and it's quite loud, for the real shield recharge sound effect, my shields are full, and I know that. Anyways, so next thing I wrote down is when you die, the enemy's remaining shield and health, because there's also a little health bar. You have a health bar as well as shields in this game. Appears. It reminds me a system like Battlefield. When you die, the remaining health of the enemy remains. So what do I think about that? I think it's just another new feature. I think it's welcome. It's just another new feature that they added. Quite cool. I'm not sure they have Halo 5 or even Halo 4. I mean, gosh, I barely played any Halo 5. And I barely played any Halo 4, so I can't tell you for sure. I mean, I played way more Halo 4 than Halo 5, that's for sure, but, like, nope, did not play, like, barely any Halo 5. I can't remember anything from Halo 5, I'm sorry. Anyway, the equipment, what I wrote down, the equipment seems good so far. I love the drop shield because it brings back neutral equipment into the game. Although some could argue that the drop wall isn't really too neutral, as the enemy can shoot through on their side, unlike how the bubble shield in like Halo 3 or even Halo Reach, if you want to count that. But although Halo Reach is only personal equipment, let's not talk about Halo Reach. Alright, although like the bubble shield in Halo 3 can force people into 1v1 close quarters situation. In other words, when someone places a bubble shield, you can either run up to the bubble shield and engage the opponent in close quarters combat, or you can decide to ignore that enemy and find new prey. It's like you have a choice, you know, because he's safe in the bubble shield. You want to like run up and go inside the bubble shield and like fight him there, or do what you do, or do you want to just ignore him? It's like a waste of time. Like what you choose, and you know that's why I find a bubble shield neutral. I mean, you can basically kill someone in, you know, if you decide to run up, you kill the guy in the bubble shield. Now it's your bubble shield. You know, neutral equipment's great. Another thing I say is, however, playing devil's advocate here, you can quite quickly shoot out the big squares of the drop wall. So I think that feature evens out and makes the drop wall equipment pretty neutral. Additionally, even though I'm playing just against bots, I find myself flanking an enemy behind the drop wall and eliminate them, taking control of the drop wall for my own benefit, you know, man. This is why neutral equipment makes the game much more dynamic and enjoyable, in my opinion. And yes, it really does, you know. Neutral equipment makes equipment more dynamic, more, you know, in all sorts of multiplayer matches. Neutral equipment is great. That's Halo 3 had basically all neutral equipment. And you know, the equipment is awesome. It's so iconic. It's makes for awesome gameplay. Another thing I want to add is the plasma grenade can instantly break a drop wall. I'm just like adding that as like an FYI, you know. You know, if you throw a plasma grenade at the drop wall, it will break all squares instantly. And pretty interesting. Another thing I want to say is, however, other equipment like the grapple hook are not neutral, but I feel with the right mix of passive neutral and passive player only equipment, it may just work out really nicely. All in all, we haven't played against real people yet, so I can't say for sure how the game meta might be, and you know, I believe that the stronger, more game-changing equipment like the drop wall, though, should be neutral, as smaller and less beneficial equipment like the sensor dart can be accepted as player-only equipment. Almost like how in all the Halo games, the overshield and camo were player-only, quote-unquote, equipment. But some could argue that they weren't as powerful as something like the bubble shield. But then again, overshield and camo were often quite really rare compared to the overall equipment in the classic Halo games. So there's that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the grapple shot, the grapple hook, whatever, it is player only, but really it works, you know. It's even though it's not neutral equipment, it still works, you know. I feel like it can still find a way in the game, and I feel like it has found a way inside Halo Infinite. You know, as new equipment get added, and as the full release and new equipment gets revealed. So yeah, I feel like as the new equipment get added, or not added, you know, get released in the full game, I just hope the equipment that 343 designed and created, I just hope that there's a nice balance with it. You know, I hope that some of the stronger equipment, like the drop wall, I hope that is more, that I hope they make strong equipment neutral, like the bubble shield basically. And I hope they have a good mix of neutral equipment and player only equipment, you know. I hope when the drop wall was added, I hope them in 343 in their minds, I hope that they didn't think that was a player only equipment, because that is not a player only equipment. That's a neutral equipment. You know, you can go behind the drop wall and kill that guy and take that drop wall for yourself. You know, I hope that 343 made the drop wall neutral equipment on purpose, and I hope we can see other future neutral equipment, you know, in the future when the game releases. I really hope so. I hope the drop wall is not just the only neutral equipment. I really hope that, you know. Anyway, moving on. Equipment like overshield still come in clutch, like the OG Halos. And yep, I have a clip on my first match of Bazaar, me using overshield, picking up an overshield, and man, that came out clutch. So yeah, I feel like the especially like the camo and stuff, I definitely feel like the power-ups are very classic indeed. Almost like Halo 3 kind of classic. Halo CE kind of classic as well, but the thing is, Halo CE is when you got overshield. The shield never depleted over time, you know. That stayed with you forever. Anyway, moving on. So let's talk about the map. So Bazaar, the like new Mombasa map, you know, Mombasa map. Bazaar definitely seems like it was developed for clambering the use of the grapple hook, because so far what I played, the map is littered with grapple hook equipment drops, and most ledges that you jump to are just high enough to clamber. But overall I feel that all the maps I played so far had clambering in mind for sure. For example, like the Academy or 3-4 firing range, I think it was called, or not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's live fire. Yeah, that's the map. The map with you know, Sergeant Johnson, Avery Johnson, you know, that map and stuff. Memorial, Sergeant Avery Johnson, and plaque and stuff. Live fire. Yeah, that map. You know, you can definitely see that clambering was made for that map as well as the other map too. But definitely it felt like that map didn't really have grapple hook in mind, unlike Bazaar. Bazaar seems like it was built for the use of the grapple hook because of the vertical layout of the map. Bazaar, what do I think about? I think about it reminds me of Halo 2, that's for sure. It really does. It reminds me of some of Call of Duty, not gonna lie. I don't know why, it just reminds me of a Call of Duty map. And I feel like the map is pretty good. Honestly, I like the map. The map is good. Bazaar is a good map for that I played so far. I don't know what the community thinks about it right now, but so far I had fun playing it. Although I only did play Bazaar for one day as it came out today, so I can't really form too much opinions. Like, I don't know how Bazaar or any of the maps play with real people. You know, the meta might change. Who knows? When real people will change when faced against real people. Also, let me talk about something not in the notes. It's friendly fire. There's no friendly fire so far in the bot slayers. I kind of hope that they bring back friendly fire in the regular matches. That, you know, friendly fire is great because it can be funny. It can be interesting. That's like a dynamic gameplay. Friendly fire has always been a Halo thing. I really hope that, you know, that friendly fire is only turned off because they don't want to test PvP. They don't want people to be PvPing right now, because, you know, people will hook up and PvP against each other with friendly fire with the enemy bots on the map just to PvP. Oh shoot, sorry, that must hurt your ears. Just to PvP, you know. But yeah, really hope friendly fire is back on in the normal matches. All right. Moving on, it's the Spiker Grenade. It's back, man, and I feel like it's back with all its glory from Halo 3. I really do feel that. It retains the same heavy feel of Halo 3, and I feel that the gameplay of the Spiker Grenades feels and plays the same way as it did back in Halo 3. That they got the Spiker Grenades perfect, I feel. I have no complaints. Feels like just like the Halo 3 Spiker Grenades. Feels heavy duty grenade. Reminds me of Gears of War. It's a great grenade. You know, it's a really good grenade. And it feels like classic Halo 2. Just the grenade, I love the Spiker Grenade. I like that actually. I think the Spiker Grenade is more useful than the Plasma Grenade in Halo Infinite. I really do think that, because with the dynamic movement, it's harder to get your Plasma Grenade to stick to someone, you know. With the people sliding and clambering all over the place, it's harder to stick someone with a Plasma Grenade nowadays. But the Spiker Grenade, if you don't stick it, you stick it to a wall and all the spikes. It's just a beautiful grenade. Love the Spiker Grenade. Next thing on my notes here, man. Next thing on my notes. Oh, I have even another thing. Wow. The bots, to my surprise. Let's talk about the bots. To my surprise, they were as smart as 343 bragged about. You know, the Marine bots felt just right. They didn't feel cheap at all. It reminded me of the Elite AI back in Halo Combat Evolved, Halo CE, you know. I also have to say that the ODST bots were tough at first, but, you know, after my third match against them, I got used to their fighting tactics, and the ODST bots really remind me of the Halo CE Elites on Legendary. It really does. Bots are bots though, you know. And in the end, every bot feels like they can be cheap at some point. But overall, these bots, even the ODST bots, even though they are way more tougher than the Marine bots, the ODST bots still felt really balanced in my opinion. I have not touched Spartan difficulty bots as a recording of this video. You know, of course, I said that before, so unfortunately I cannot comment on what those bots bring to the table for this game. However, the AI in the tech preview makes me very optimistic for the gameplay of the campaign. What I'm most excited about in Halo Infinite is the campaign. It is the campaign indeed. I play Halo for the campaign. I play Halo 3 had excellent multiplayer. Halo is always known to be multiplayer and campaign game. But man, I love when I think of Halo, when I play Halo, I think campaign. You know, Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach. Campaign. All their campaigns were great. Love their campaigns. Can play it right now. Have a great time. Looking forward to Halo Infinite campaign. Hope they do the right thing. You know, I had some glitches with the tech preview, obviously, you know, like at one time where the Spartan was just standing, crossing his arms for like eternally just standing there. And man, if I waited long enough, I could turn that into like a 10-hour loop and turn that into some screensaver or something. Like my Master Chief looking Spartan just like standing there. Because of course I picked the Master Chief color, you know, the green, the lime green. Anyway, the countdown. Another glitch I found was the countdown time when it says like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't sync with the flashing of the blue countdown. Like because when countdown goes 5, 4, 3, there's also a blue light that flashes, and I noticed that it doesn't sync. Another glitch. That the blue light does not sync with the countdown. It's ever so off, or it's actually a lot off. But like it's like a blinker on a car. You know, it's like when you have your right blinker on, and then the car in front of you has their right blinker on. Your two blinker times are almost always different. So sometimes they match up perfectly, but then you wait 10 seconds and then the blinker times are off, and your blinker's going on, and the other car's blinker in front of you has not gone on, and then yours turns off, and then their light turns on, and then it gets really mid. That's basically how the blue countdown flashing light is working right now. It's desynced basically. And man, this is what I have for this video here with this gameplay. Hope you like the gameplay, and you know, I'm lucky enough to be making videos, man, and playing this tech preview. Thank God it came out this early, or this like in this time period, because this time period I have free time right now. Thank God the Halo Infinite beta came out during this time, so I have the pleasure of playing it. And man, I tell you, the battle pass it is glitched for sure, because I played a few matches. I was 400 XP into tier 5. Played a few matches, still 400 XP into tier 5. I haven't gotten any more XP, so that must be glitched or something. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video here. And yes, this has been Snout King, and see yosh. Oh, one more thing I forgot to talk about that's not on the script actually. And that thing is, what does this mean for Halo Infinite as the game? Like, you know, what I basically said in the beginning. So, man, I was about to end this video here, but that would have been such clickbait, wouldn't it? Or not even clickbait. It's not clickbait, but it's like kind of lying to you guys. Yeah, this is actually one of the main things I wanted to talk about, and I just nearly forgot to talk about it. So what does this bring to Halo Infinite? What is this telling us? Well, this is telling us I mean, everything can change. Everything can change by the next flight even. You know, the sprint, they could make the sprinting way faster. Who knows? The meta could completely change. They could change the game completely. But so far what this is telling us is they're taking a step back from Halo 4 and 5 with the gameplay, and this is taking a step forward into the Halo Reach type gameplay. I feel you know, the sprint is almost useless. It feels like the gameplay is going to feel and play a lot like a mixture of Halo Reach and Halo 3 and some of Halo 2. And I could say all the Halo games because like they have a lot of Halo CE sound effects in there too. Not a lot, just the shield recharge sound, but still. I feel like they even have the Halo CE AI, where I feel like the Halo CE Combat Evolved AI was like the best AI, at least for the elites. They had really good AI in that game. Anyway, so I really feel like this is the best of all the Halo games. If you think this is gonna be as glorious as the OG Halos, as the classic Halos, don't put too much hope in that. This game could always flunk at any moment. Campaign could be shit. The writing could be shit. The dialogue could be shit. You never know. They could ruin everything. They could. So you can't really be too optimistic about this game, but I'm optimistic of what I've seen about it, to be honest. This game feels like it's gonna be it's if you think it's like they completely moved away from what they created with Halo 4 and 5, that's not the case. There's still aim down sights for every weapon. There is still a sprint, there's sliding, there's clambering, there's a little bit, like those, I would call advanced movement for Halo. I would call like running, sliding, clambering, I would call that advanced movement for a Halo game. Definitely with the grapple hook, that's definitely advanced movement, I would say. There's still advanced movement, there's still things borrowed from Halo 4 and 5. So, don't think it's a return back to the OG, it's not, okay? But it is like paying homage to the OG. They're paying homage to the sound design, the soundtrack, and even some of the gameplay features. I would call it the shield recharge sound effect the gameplay feature because it's very important. It gives you it notifies you that your shields, what percentage your shields are at without you even looking at them. But so far, yeah, the game feels good when you play. It feels good. It feels like a good FPS game. And you could say it's the same for Halo 5, but how about for a Halo game? Does it feel like Halo? That like famous question that people have been asking. Does it feel like Halo? And people who are not Halo fans are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't understand, what does this mean? Like, does it feel like Halo? Like, it feels like just a good FPS game. Well, for you as a Halo fan, does this feel like Halo? I mean, what do you think Halo is? Are you a big Halo 5 fan? Does this feel like Halo? You could say yeah. You have aim down sights. Are you a big Halo 3 or just classic OG Halo fan like I am? Man, I have to flex, man. Classic OG Halo. I love that, man. But are you like I am? Does this feel like Halo? Yeah, feels like Halo. I think 343's doing a smart thing, is kind of appealing to all audiences right now, or at least trying to. If you played Halo 5, you can definitely see similarities here. If you loved Halo 5, you're gonna like this game. If you loved Halo 3, give this game a shot. It might be right up your alley, I mean, hell, you haven't played hell, if you're a big Halo 3 fan and a big OG Halo fan, you've probably been playing Halo 3 and stuff ever since 2007 when it came out, and since then, you probably played other more modern shooters like Call of Duty, and just give this Halo a shot. It's not gonna, it might just be right up your alley, when you can, obviously. The lucky part is the multiplayer is gonna be free to play. Some people could say that's not lucky. I'm not gonna go into that at all, but multiplayer is gonna be free to play, and everyone can give it a shot. Whether they like it or not. I'm optimistic that this will turn out to be a great Halo game and pave the way for future Halo games, even though this Halo game is supposed to be around for a while. So you could say it's off to a pretty good start, in my opinion. Hopefully it'll pave a good way for the future content of this game. I hope that they don't blow it in the end. I hope it's not gonna turn out like something like Destiny. I hope that the campaign is a complete campaign, my god. I just hope that the campaign has a beginning. I hope the campaign has an ending. I hope it has a really beginning, I hope it has a real ending, you know? Like, I hope that there's not gonna be DLC, like a prequel to the campaign. I hope you just don't start in the middle of something. And I hope the campaign doesn't end in the middle of something. So, if their campaign goes from beginning to end, that will be really good. And if they're saying this game's gonna be around for like 10 years or whatever, they cannot give us a Halo 2 ending. No, even though how badass a Halo 2 ending was, hyping Halo 3 off the charts, they can't do this with this game. They can't do a Halo 2 ending. I mean, it's gonna be around 10 years. They need this campaign to be have a beginning, middle, and end. They need an end, and you know, we're not gonna wait 10 years for the next campaign to finish off what this game started, or we shouldn't be waiting for like the DLC campaign DLC to be finishing off what this game started. That scares me. I really hope this game has a beginning, middle, and end for their campaign. I really hope it does, you know. And they said the campaign is going to continue in they say it's going to continue in the multiplayer or whatever. That scares me a lot, actually, because that tells me that the ending might not be satisfying for Halo 3, you know. It might not for Halo 3. What am I talking about? The ending might not be satisfying for Halo Infinite, you know, because if the campaign continues, we all know that there's more stuff at the end, and we know it's going to continue past whatever the ending. I just hope that the ending's really good. Okay, let's ignore all of the speculation. Let's just hope beginning, middle, end. Let's hope the campaign's really good. It's been Snow King. I wonder if your opinions are the same as mine, or if your opinions are radically different. I'm open for discussion, man. I'll be reading your comments. If they're hate comments, I'll be reading them, man. And I'll be like, if you say like some hateful garbage, I'll be like, you know, that's just some shit of a random shitter, just like writing random shit on their PC. You know, it really technically means nothing. It only just makes you look bad. You know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Luckily I'm one of those guys who, you know, don't take the hate seriously, and I'm lucky enough to not be vulnerable to stuff like that, but I know a lot of other people are, and you know, people should stop that, you know, stop like sending out hate, okay? But give me constructive criticism if you have any, or just give me some open discussion. Tell me if you agree with me. If you made it this far, wow, you're a legend. Hey, this has been Snow King, and see you.